Hi, I'm Sarah, registered dietitian, and today I am getting a body reading here at Love Yoga with Kat. So what is a body reading?
It's interesting because the body holds all of the imprints of our mind. And so when we look into the mind, we can play psychological dialogue where the mind sometimes is very diluted and it only shows us what we know, and what we don't know we don't really see. But the body never lies. It's physical, it's tangible, you can see where it is, and every piece of the body is an aspect of your personality. So wherever you can't access in the body, you can't access in the mind. And so me moving you shows you how to get in there, you get the breath in there, and you start to manipulate the subtle currents of the mind.
Oh, that's so exciting. I've done so much work on myself from a physiological standpoint, and I've looked at my blood work, I've done stool testing to see what's going on in my gut. So I feel like this is a really cool piece that I've never explored. So I know the science end, but I want to know like the actual movement and the physiology. So that's really cool.
Okay, let's get started. Okay, so put the soles of your feet together and your knees wide. We're going to start you in a bound angle posture. And so when we're looking at this, we're looking at your foundation. And so what I know about you already is that you hold your feet really close to your center of your body, so you don't hold enough ground for yourself. And so it'd be really easy to almost like trip you over. And so when we first start setting you up, we want to give you more space, just so that you have a bigger surface to sit upon. And then when we look at how your two feet meet, you can see that your left heel hangs slightly back, and that's where you're sitting slightly back on your left kidney. And what that's doing is it's creating a lot of heat in this foot. You can see how this whole foot is more red than this foot. See that? And so there's more heat in this foot, and that's why also sitting back on your tail slightly is gonna wear out the heels of your feet. And so a lot for you is gonna be weaving back to center where you're sitting back slightly on your thoracic spine. And so I'm gonna get this strap around you. Also, one last thing that I really see about your feet is how they fall away from center. Do you see that? And so this is where your storybook is open, where you're a little bit exposed, where it's really available to be read. But this practice isn't to be too flexible. It's not to be too open, because that's how you get damaged. It's really to know how to integrate yourself so you have the capacity to go out, and then you also have the option to go in. And for you, a lot of it's going to be about the in, about going in to have an internal experience, about soothing your soul, about nurturing yourself. Let me get my feet under you.
Ooh.
Nice. And so actually, let's take your hands on these blocks. And so arms frame up your lungs, legs frame up your kidneys. So now we're going to tip your pubic bone forward. Now find the strap and back bend up and off of it without your head. So tuck your chin just slightly. Overcompensator. And so as we tip you forward, we want to find that center line in your lower body first, right between your pubis and coccyx. So do you see how you sit back on your tail?
Oh,
and then
my
all
gosh,
the muscles
it's
of your
so
back
different.
are overworked?
Yeah.
So you're hanging back in memories. But now when we tip you forward, now find the strap and back bend up off of it. Yeah, we start to get you forward.
That's something that I've noticed when I do yoga. I've gone to a teacher that calls it cell phone back. And he's like, I'm always like this, and my shoulders are always up here. And like, I see myself when I run too, I'm always like this. So when I can like pull it back and sit like this, it feels so different.
Well, and that's where you're overcompetent. You're really capable, but we want to make you more stable, and then your competency won't be about working hard, it'll be about working smart. And that's what this practice is: work less, but achieve more. So now when you pull the shoulders down the back, and then pull your head back in space slightly, and then you have a little kink in the right side of your neck, so just open that up. And then now do you feel in the left hip, the left kidney where you sit back? Yeah.
This is crazy.
This is you more straight. And so
Yeah.
now, if we hold you here long enough, eventually the mind is gonna remember where straight is. So at first you're gonna be like, how do I get here?
I know.
Eventually.
I'm gonna have to ask my husband to be like, can you bind me up?
You might enjoy that.
You might enjoy that. And I'm like, don't talk, I'm getting centered. My pants are a little tight, so it's hard to get that full breath, but I'm trying.
Back bend. Oh, amazing. It's beautiful.
It feels so good.
So nice.
So how can I practice, or what could I do to kind of keep myself, to remind myself to get into this position, or to train my body to be like this?
Well, even when you're sitting at your desk or sitting in your car, to tip yourself forward like you are, instead of hanging back in the car seat and like driving.
I love to do that.
I know it feels so good. But to start to get the conscious awareness, because then right when you start to sit up tall in one place, you're going to start to do it everywhere.
True.
And so for you too, a good home practice would be to use a lot of blocks with your practice, to do supported bridge, to do a practice that isn't running a marathon, that isn't going to like a flow vinyasa class, but to find more restorative classes where you can really close your eyes and go in and breathe deep and soothe your soul and maybe rock yourself.
this is great. Can you come over and rock me before I go to sleep?
I can.
Thank you so much, Kat, for this reading. I think it's so important to approach wellness from different angles. And as a dietitian, I always look at the whole picture. So I'm looking at lifestyle, I'm looking at food intake, but taking time to nourish the body and not going and going and going and going like we're told to, or like our society says. It's so important to slow down and recenter, because that impacts everything. So thank you so much for this practice. It was, I feel so good.
Yay.
I just feel like I can breathe. Everything feels relaxed.
Look how much straighter you are from the beginning. Isn't that amazing?
So if people want to do body work with you, where can they find more about you?
I teach here at Love Yoga in Venice, and I also have Instagram that I'm always updating the things that I'm doing at kat.filane. And then my book, Yoga's Origami, it's available online, and all the information of the fits of the body and how it functions and how to do a home practice with all the prompts is in there. So
awesome. Well, we'll link all of her information below in the video. If you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed to our channel for the latest videos, and thank you so much for tuning in.
yeah.